go. Morning. Date today is September 18th. Early doe season here in Michigan opened, was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
Opened yesterday. As per usual, we have to work on Saturdays. So we're getting out Sunday. We just pulled up to the spot. We're hunting Hapland this morning. It's a spot CJ's had cameras out and got some pictures of some really nice bucks and quite a few deer out here. And it's only about 15 minutes from home. So we're getting signed in, filling out all the paperwork. See what happens. I feel good about it. We'll see if we can get CJ on one. I'm gonna be filming this morning. I haven't even sighted my gun in. I don't even have my tag yet. So I'm just a camera guy for today. So we'll see you out there.
So we made it out to the spot. It's a lot thicker back in here than we anticipated. They planted a lot more corn than we thought that they would. Last year, this was all just a nice big opening. Still enough that we could get a shot. We know there's a nice heavy trail that pops out in the corner of this little opening. So we're kind of just set up. We got CJ standing up there behind me. We've got just really tall, thick grass and like cattails right in front of us. So we got kind of a nice little blind in front of us. It's not the most ideal spot, but it's early season. You kind of take what you can get. But I think we got a good shot at getting a chance at something. So we just hit legal shooting light. So I'm going to shut up, keep my eyes open. Update. 7:52. No signs of, well, I shouldn't say no signs of life. CJ heard a deer blowing in the woods to the right of us. Haven't seen anything. It's been very, very still so far this morning. But a beautiful morning nonetheless. Sun's starting to come up. Just starting to peek through the corn back there. It's supposed to get hot today, like up to 85 degrees, I think they're saying. So we're probably not going to stick it out super long. But it's still nice and cool right now where we're at. Stick it out, give it another probably a couple hours. Just see what happens. Still hopeful. Here, snuck into the woods just to see if we could catch anything maybe in here, like feeding on acorns or something. And CJ saw a deer, took off running. I don't know if we spooked it or not. I didn't hear any blowing or anything. I never saw it. But we're just sneaking in here, trying to see if we can get eyes on that deer again, maybe get a shot. They said it was about 150 yards away the last time he saw it, so sneak up here and see if we can put one down.
And if she's cruising back there, chances are something else will be.
Nothing else would be a good spot to sit.
It's open enough that we can get a good shot through here too. And with it being warm, it's nice and shady back here, and they've got water.
Yeah, coming towards us. looks like a doe and a fawn. She's gonna be popping out right here.
Are you on her good?
Yeah, I got her now.
Is that the bigger one in front?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the other one's smaller for sure. She's getting spooky. Hey, CJ. That other one's still got spots.
Should I let her go? Make sure you get good footage of her. You still on him?
I couldn't see him anymore.
You stopped to look on her bloody eyes.
Yeah, that was cool.
She's coming back. She's coming back. You see her?
Uh-uh.
She's a little over there, but
Oh, yeah.
there's more deer.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I saw a different one. Like, there's still a deer, like, straight this way, though.
It just blew down there.
Oh, it took off that way.
How cool was that?
That was sweet. I didn't want to call you off, but I heard your safety click off, and I looked in the viewfinder. I was like, oh man, that thing's got spots, like full-on spots.
Just to be clear, we weren't gonna shoot the fawn.
No.
We hate to, even though the fawns would survive right now, some of them aren't quite weaned yet. So if you kill the mom, it makes it a little tougher. They're not as heavy and healthy going into winter, and they can die. We were hoping that if a doe came in and had a fawn, it would be out of spots. But that one was still, that was young.
Yeah.
We had her like 40 yards. 40.
Yeah.
When she stopped. The only shot opportunity I had ever that didn't have stuff in the way was a frontal, and I was never going to take that anyways.
Yeah.
I had her broadside a couple times inside of 50 yards, but there was like that big jumbled up mess of vines right there. She was like behind that for the most part, all those vines on the ground and stuff. soon as we popped into the woods, within 5 minutes, I saw movement and I looked and there was a doe crossing from left to right. So we kind of quickly but quietly raced. We followed the low spot in the ditch all the way and popped up here and got up to a good vantage point and waited. And I saw some movement, but I couldn't tell what it was. And I heard Jaren behind me saying, "Deer." And I looked around and peeked a little bit and I could see her head. And she walked straight to us. Got to 40 yards.
She was very, I mean, we were standing in the wide open. She was just curious as to what we were. She had no idea. Spread your wings or something, dude. Yeah, come on, bro.
Did he immediately just fly out of frame?
Yes. And I couldn't find it because I was all zoomed in.
Well, here we are. We made it back to the truck. We didn't get towed and nobody hit it and there's no ticket on the windshield, so we decided even a better day than we initially thought. Oh man. Whew. It's hot. Too hot. Holy hell.
It is muggy.
Whew. Okay, so hopefully that footage turned out as well as it should have. I know the camera probably had a little bit of trouble picking up our voices sometimes because we were whispering, obviously. Walking around out in the woods, having deer close by. So hopefully you guys have all got a feel for what was actually happening. We were trying to do our best to sneak through the woods and put a stalk on that doe while also commentating. This was actually our first attempt at filming a deer hunt, right? Yeah. First attempt at filming a deer hunt. So there are going to be, you know, a couple bugs to work out, things that we need to work on, practice at, get better at, which is fine. You know, just like anything else, we're still new to this. We scouted this spot last year, so we already knew that there was a lot of good sign back there. When you've only got one day to hunt, even just one morning or one afternoon or whatever, it's good to go to a spot you're already familiar with. You kind of already know where the trails are, where the sign is, have a better idea where you could possibly set up. We sat in the first spot for about an hour and a half, didn't see anything, and we had thought that we had heard some deer maybe moving around back in the woods, and I thought I heard one blow a little bit earlier, so I thought maybe they'd be up moving around in there. It's hot. They've got a lot of shade back there, and there's a creek that runs through there, so there's water, and we could hear some fresh acorns dropping too. So we figured it would be a good idea to sneak back into the woods, just trying to pick a spot where we could see quite a ways and just sit down and see what happened. Within about 5 minutes of getting into the woods, probably not even 5 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes within getting into the woods, I saw what I thought was a doe about 150 yards out, moving left to right. I could barely see the top of her back. It was quite a ways out, and even though it's not super thick woods back there, there's some like smaller, higher stem count stuff in between us. So I wasn't really sure, but I was about 90% sure that it was a deer. When you're looking that hard for a deer, everything starts to look like one. But this one was moving, so I had a pretty good idea. So we kind of looped around the downwind side of where we thought that she was moving to, used the lower elevation of the creek to sneak back in there, and we popped up over the creek and moved about like 30 yards maybe up to that big tree and spotted her. And she was working her way right towards us. She was already probably within 80 yards or so. She was definitely in gun range easily already when we spotted her, and then she ended up working her way all the way up to about 40 yards. We saw some deer, we heard some turkeys, saw some geese, saw some ducks, saw some cranes. It was fun. It was a nice morning in the woods. It was as successful as you'd want it to be, and we had a shot, we could have taken a doe and decided against it. So it was a good time. Anything you'd like to add?
It was pretty cool. It's day one of the season for us. I mean, we've been out goose hunting once already last weekend, but day one of deer season. I don't know, I was already excited, and it just makes me more excited to get out more this year and see what 2022 brings us. And this will be our first full season of actually trying to film our hunts and upload them on YouTube so people can see them and hopefully enjoy them. And I don't know, we're just having fun and getting out. We're going to be out in the woods anyway, so we figure we might as well film it and just try to make it fun and just try to make something that people want to watch. So
it's a good way for us to be able to look back and watch what we're doing too, so we can see what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong, and we can hopefully use this as something practice to get better at hunting in general.
Yeah, get better at hunting. You know, get better at filming. It's fun to. It's like adds a whole new element to it to be trying to film it and like think of, you know, cool shots and cool B-roll, and I don't know, it's just been fun so far. So we're gonna keep at it. Like I said, the season's just getting started. We got a long season ahead of us. Sure, we'll have some successes this year. We're planning on doing obviously deer hunting. We're gonna bow hunt, gun hunt, muzzleloader hunt. Small game. I mean, we're gonna do squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting. We want to get some waterfowl hunting in this year. That's something I grew up doing with my grandpa. CJ hasn't done a whole lot of it. I know he's done some, but we're gonna try and get out and do some duck hunting in the kayaks this year. I think that'll be fun. And
That's gonna be a good one.
yeah, so good first day. Very good first day. We got to see some wildlife. We had an opportunity. The safety got clicked off, so it was a good day. We're just gonna build from